I changed schools a lot. From primary to high school, I attended 5 schools. Yes, I was a troublesome kid. They kicked me out of school every few years. It was not my fault. Not like my dad had a job which demanded transfers every now and then. Not like that ever happens. Throughout these years, I got to learn a lot. Examples include you should not walk aimlessly in corridors, and you can't get a ball to play unless you plead like a slave, even if it's your sports period. So, yeah, school was fun. Always has been. So, there I was, 11th grade, with my best friend. Let's just call him Adam. So, in schools here, there is this thing we call inter-house sports competitions that we have every year. Let me rephrase that. I should not lie. That's something that we are supposed to have once a year. That's something that should inculcate habits or values like team spirit or healthy competition. But since when does school want us to develop that? Did the education system fail us in ways more than one? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, who am I to judge? So, inter-house competitions were just around the corner, theoretically. The most amazing part was that none of the teachers knew if it was actually happening. So, me and Adam went to our class teacher, who was also our housemaster, and told him, like the obedient and sincere students that we were, "Good morning, sir. We would like to ask for permission for making the list of students who are interested to participate in the inter-house basketball competition." He was completely oblivious to the situation. He just assumed that it was actually happening. So, like the gentleman that he was, Sir said, "Oh, for sure, for sure. Write a permission letter. I'll sign it." Now I am a good student, okay? Sincere and obedient, as I said. But if there's one thing that school taught me, it's that when life gives you chances, you're a fool to not grab them. So we wrote a permission letter. We, because I said and Adam wrote. Don't go all bonkers trying to find a mistake. We wrote, I give Adam and Aman the permission to select the students for the inter-house basketball competition. Point is that we had free periods and staying in the class was a pain. So if there was a way to stay out, it was this. And with permission, so bonus. If you've lived a proper school life, you know where the loophole is. Yes, we didn't write the date. Of course we didn't do it on purpose. We gave it to Sir to get his signature on it. Now, like a good man that he was, he signed it and gave it to us, and yes, even he didn't write the date. Minor details, no one cares. So we went along visiting different classes, writing down names of students, giving them hope that we'll actually have a competition in school, that we'll have something at school other than everyday school drama, and that we'll take a step ahead from the monotonous timetable that we were given in the beginning of the year, shattering their hopes and dreams. Nah, not really. They never really had any hopes, so I'm still going to heaven. Moving on, with our newfound freedom, we went around the school with the power of permission slip in our hands. And we thought the coming few days were going to be the best because we could go out in the free periods while our classmates would stay in like a bunch of muggles. Boy, were we wrong. Okay, here's a little background that you'll need. We had mathematics as one of our subjects, and some of the biology kids had it too. Math and Hindi were the options, and some of them took maths. Yes, I know, very smart, or either dumb or smart, I don't know. I'll leave it on you to decide. So, we used to go to their class, and the Hindi kids migrated to ours. What is that you say? Inefficient? Yeah, of course it was inefficient. The entire batch knew it, and no one did anything. But you see, the main problem with our society is we don't want change. We'll break both of our hands punching a wall, but we won't use a pickaxe. That's how we roll. Anyway, I might be the one with the less information here. I joined in the middle of the year and I found this system very flawed. To be honest, I began to like it over time because it was better than sitting in the same class all day. We got to roam around on the way. Perks, people. Perks. That is the backstory you'll need. I'll not go on tangents now. So, after the math period, while everyone was still out, me and Adam went back to the class to keep our books back and go out on our tour across the school with the permission slip. Okay, here's another thing that you'll need to know. The Hindi teacher. We'll just call her Miss Hindi for now. I don't think I have names. So, I'll think of a name later. Don't worry. So, Miss Hindi was a teacher we didn't mess with. One reason is that she didn't teach us. Sounds weird, but that happens. Another was she was always ready to give a good lecture. So, Confronting her wasn't ever a good idea. Now, me and Adam approached our class, and Miss Hindi was still there. I knocked on the door and asked if we could leave our notebooks and leave silently, but who said she was so easy to deal with? My interview began on the door itself. Adam thought the conversation was done and he went on and kept his notebook and stood on the side. I could literally see the fire in Miss Hindi's eyes. She could literally take over a country with that energy. She said, "Where did that boy go? Call him immediately." Adam stood really close but wasn't visible to her. As I said, I am an obedient student. I told her immediately, honestly, "Ma'am, he ran away. Do you want me to call him here?" Ma'am said yes. So I kept my notebook on my seat and left her sight and told Adam, "Run." And we dashed away. Good lads we were. Top 10 greatest outplays of all time. A period later, we came back and we were told that Miss Hindi took our notebooks with her and that we were to get it back ourselves. But we were no kids. We played chess while she was playing checkers. To be fair, that's just because I don't know how to play checkers. You see, those were just our rough notebooks, so not valuable. She can keep that and tell her kids stories about that spoil of war. But then, it dawned upon me. You see, the rough notebooks of any individual's life is their life history. A lot like the Notes app in the smartphone, it speaks a lot. Can tell about their experiences throughout the year. Successes, failures, fights, breakups, grudges, and other high school drama. No one really knows about that, except them and some of their close friends. Sometimes. Mine are nothing more than some bingo matches and notes from different classes, but I could not afford to lose it because that notebook was my session-ending exam plan. And more or less the situation was the same for Adam. So Mission Acquire notebook was on top priority. First thought was to just casually approach the staff room and take it while she wasn't there. But as we approached the staff room to just have a look, we weren't gonna take it. Really. We were just having a look. She saw us, right there, outside the staff room. Mission was an absolute failure, so yeah. We went there towards the ending of the school, luckily, and we got a good scolding. Like, "Is this what your class teacher has taught you?" type stuff. Apparently, post 10th grade, their focus shifts from parents to class teachers. So yeah, good times. We got our notebooks back and we went back home. And we spent the next few months hiding our faces from her. If we were in the same corridor, we hid our faces with our hands or pulled our hoodie in front of our faces. Now half India knows that which school we studied in. Maybe. Never mind. No hate for her though. She is an amazing lady. Very talented too. Sometimes you just need to interact well over time to get in their good books. Being a good lad is what I meant. This impression is definitely not because I got selected in the student council in the next year and she was in the selection committee. Most definitely not. No, I am not materialistic, you know. It was tough escaping her sight till the ending of 11th grade though. She started noticing after some time that we used to hide our faces and we used to be amused by that. That was when 11th grade ended. 11th grade was probably the most fun I had at school. There was this one time that we had our math class and I don't understand what sort of psychic coordination was that under which all of our class, literally all of our class didn't go to the math class at all. No one planned that, but everyone just left for the class and didn't reach there. And everyone was just hanging out in different parts of the school. Except that one kid. I'll just call him Crab with a K. Probably had some teleporting abilities, I don't know what. No matter how fast you go to the computer lab to get your favorite seat there, he'll be faster. That guy was the only guy who went to that math class. I mean, we would have been totally fine if he didn't go there. But he just had to ruin it, that too on a perfect day. So our math teacher, I'll just call him Mr. Fantastic because he's the most carefree teacher I've ever met. No particular reason. 99% of the time, he's harmless. Today was the day he chose to be that 1%. I was sitting under a tree with a bunch of other kids of my class. The kid on my side just said, "The weather is so nice, I won't budge until he comes and slams me with a stick." The tree was near an open air corridor and Mr. Fantastic just appeared there and shouted, "Oh, all the boys out there, come back to the class right now." The dude who said he won't budge disappeared before he finished his statement. Fast lad, ain't he? He just ran and hid. Mr. Fantastic had extra fast feet that day. We were literally running while he chased us down. Mr. Fantastic chasing a class of about 40 students and collecting them one by one like collected items. In about 3 minutes, Sir collected all the 40 and we stood outside the Vice Principal office. I learned one thing that day though. If there's one thing that binds this class like anything, it was crime. Vice Principal ma'am was not there, and there was still a chance that we could be saved. So we chose the strongest weapon. None of us ever submitted our notebooks, except some speedy mad lads. Why, you ask? Because we could never complete it. It was something like all of us were too inconsiderate in the beginning, and now no one had the work completely finished to even copy from. I mean, works like a charm, every year. But it was a strong weapon because Mr. Fantastic was desperate to see our notebooks. So the class monitor, me, Adam, and other guys stepped forward and said, "Sir, we're really sorry. We'll submit our notebooks tomorrow. Just please forgive us today." Adam in the background gave his handkerchief to Pasta. She's another friend. So they could pretend to cry. And they say chivalry is dead. Great job though, Pasta and friends. Kudos. At that point, we could see the change of shade on Mr. Fantastic's face. "The homework notebook too?" he asked. Well, man's just bargaining at this point. We just said, "Of course, sir. Classwork, homework, no home tuition notebook, everything will be on your desk first thing in the morning." He took a pause and said, "Go back to the classroom," in a single line. I could see the happiness on everyone's face. No one reacted much, but that was the straightest line our class had formed in many days. Did we finish our work? Of course we did. All 40 of us. We are respectable citizens of society, okay? It's just Mr. Fantastic didn't come to the school next day. Well, we respected the deal. We meant tomorrow. Tomorrow meant tomorrow. Not yesterday, not the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is tomorrow. So, like respectable citizens of the society, even though we really wanted to, we didn't submit our notebooks. And we eventually discovered that Mr. Fantastic respected the deal too. Even he didn't ask for the notebook again. But hey, school might be tough sometimes, and you might have ideas to do stuff like this. Don't do it. Personal suggestion. I'm just saying this just in case a teacher is listening. Enjoy your school, okay? Those are the days to live by. Just remember, do no harm, be good, and never get suspended. If you do, don't blame me, please, okay? That'll be it for today. Leave a like and comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, or leave a review, depending on what platform you're listening on. Hope you have a good day. I'll see you in the next episode of Offhand Tidbits. Signing off.